Anyway, Mark Williamson in the studio here right now, and he is a councilman for the city of Utica. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
So you're against this paving plan.
I am.
How could you be against paving all the streets?
Well, I'm not really. Well, originally I was for it.
You were for it before you were against
it? For the referendum.
Yep.
Let the taxpayers do it. Decide if they want all the roads paved.
Yeah.
But I gave them until September to come up with a plan, an MOU from the water board, MOU with the utilities companies, and it wasn't there. When you're going to throw that kind of money at a paving plan, you got to have a plan, and there's no plan actually to do this. I mean, they even haven't done a road assessment yet, and that concerns me. And there's a domino effect. I talked to the water board, and when they do 1 mile roads a year, we want to do 14 miles of road. They would do 1 mile of pipe. So with that said, I mean, are we forcing them to move faster?
So I see. You're saying this will have don't pave the streets until the stuff under the ground has been updated, because that has to be done.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to have to rip up the streets, the new paving, to take. So if you accelerate the paving, you're going to have to accelerate the sewer and water replacement.
Sewer, water, utilities. I mean, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
And these, the water companies by itself, I mean, it doesn't belong to the city anymore.
Right.
And if we force them to do things, and then it might reflect on the rates of the water for the consumer. So there's, like I said, it hasn't been a real road assessment, an actual road assessment from the city of Utica. I'm not saying driving down the road, okay, there's a bump. Yeah, we need to fix this road. I'm talking a real road assessment,
right,
by a reputable company, and come up with a battle plan. And if the mayor, and I kind of challenged the mayor on this, to go regional on this, get the county involved. We shot down the mayor for his $800,000 paving plan. The council did, because he had no plan. He was going to throw money at it, but no plan. And on top of that, we had the sidewalks. They have to be all ADA compliant by 2025. That's a lot of money that's going to have to be bonded, or we're going to have to pay for. We don't even sure what's going to happen down the road with lawsuits.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much involved. How about our parking garage? We got 500 aluminum poles holding that thing up.
I talked to somebody the other day that said that parking garage, the one that's over at the Boston store, APEC, is in terrible shape. And if you look underground, on the underground floor, you would be shocked.
Yes,
to look down there,
and that stuff's going to have to. We're going to approach it, and we're going to have to pay for it. And I don't want to bankrupt the city. The council's worked hard over the last 3 years since I've been on to keep the taxes low. And one thing I do hate is taxes going up to 8-10% 1 year, and then on an election year it's down to 1% or 2%.
Right,
that's wrong.
Right.
And I know costs go up, but we also live in the Northeast.
Yeah,
and roads are going to be bad, and we got to come up with a better plan in doing this. I mean, you could put lipstick on a pig all you want, but eventually you're going to have to dig up that road. How about the repair plan? These roads only last, 3 to 5 to 7 years. All depends what roads are being used.
Was there a group that came in and I mean, did you guys, did the city say, all right, we're going to bring in experts on this. They're going to do an assessment of the whole situation and lay out our master plan for infrastructure. By the way, I like that phrase. You should take that. Master plan for infrastructure.
Yes.
I don't mean to sound so pompous, but I mean it's a cool little it's a cool little phrase that makes sense, doesn't it?
It's almost like freaking ridiculous, right?
That's right. Yeah. Hey, that's mine too. Okay, sorry. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, a master where you have experts that can come in and say just what you're talking about, because you're asking questions. You're not necessarily saying you're the expert. You're asking questions. Have we thought of this? Have we thought of this? Have we thought of this?
And that's why, I think we need, just like the land bank, we went regional with that.
Right.
So why don't we go regional with the roads?
Right.
Why put this all on the taxpayers of Utica? I mean, roads have to be done. We understand that.
And some people have not had their roads paved, their streets paved in 50-plus years.
Exactly. And there's that road assessment again. I mean, what's really happening? I mean, our sewer pipes are from 1900. Our water pipes are from 1870 and 1920. I mean, they have to be replaced.
Are there plans by the Water Authority to start changing those out and replacing them?
Well, they do it, but at a small rate. Sure.
Yeah, but Utica is not the only place they have to worry about. They got all the outlying districts as well in the Mohawk Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, our water rates went up about $5.34 according to the paper. But they're getting ready for the big nano thing coming off the hill, and they got to get that ready. But if we're forcing them to actually tear up the roads ahead of time and tear up the pipes ahead of time,
the other option is you pave the road, and you're gonna have to dig it up at some point.
Yeah, but the thing is, I worry about what's going to happen. I mean, we're a council. Why are we dictating what's going to happen 10 years down the road? I live on a certain street. Is that street going to be paved in the 10th year, the 9th year, the 8th year?
Right.
And in this referendum, some people have it under the understanding that the road's going to get paved this year. It's not going to happen that way.
Yeah.
That's a fair point, that it won't. Some people might vote for it and think, hey, my road's finally going to get paved, and it might take 8, 9, 10 years. But
wasn't it a 15-year plan, though? Or is it
a 15-year plan?
15. It could be on the 15th year.
Right, but as you have noted, there are people who haven't gotten their road paved on the 56th year or the 58th year. So how does the paving move forward in the city? Is there I know you're asking for answers, but is there another way to go about doing this?
Well, that starts with a road assessment. What roads have to be done first, in unison with the water, in unison with the sewer, in unison with the utilities. I mean, there's so much involved.
Well, and there's years of people, and I know you've heard this before, but do you notice, guess whose street got paved? Can you believe it? But I do think sometimes there's something to that, depending on which administration is in office. You see that stuff happen. And why is this street always taken care of, but these streets are not? Well,
that's
sometimes
true.
If you look, you see a bit of a pattern there.
I mean, the parkway's paved the last 3 to 5 years, probably 3 to 5 times.
Yeah, there are those. No, I'm not what I'm talking about. The Parkway.
I'm just using that for example.
There are thoroughfares, streets that must be because they're high traffic.
Exactly.
But when you have a side street somewhere that's getting paved, and then you've got a side street that hasn't been paved in 60 years, and it just so happens that somebody of importance lives on that side street, you got to kind of wonder, why is this happening?
And that brings up another question, with this heavy trucks coming into the city.
Right.
I mean, that causes a lot of problems to the roads.
Right.
Do we have ordinances on that to cover that? Are we actually enforcing those ordinances?
So I asked, we had Jacon, did I say his name? Jacon. We were debating over how to say his name, and probably by the time he's out of office, we'll have gotten it down. At least I will. Jacon, he was in studio, and I asked, would he come in with you, and you guys go head-to-head? What do you think?
Go head-to-head?
Well, I don't want you to fight. I don't want you to fight. No, you're a big man. I don't know how big he is, but you're a big guy.
Well, yeah, but the thing with him is, we all work together good.
I'm not
asking, my opinion.
I'm not asking for you and him to become Hillary and Trump. I really wanted
that'd be interesting.
It would be, huh? I'd like to see a decent debate back and forth over pros and cons. Who would benefit but the voters?
Whose bill is this, can I ask? Whose resolution?
You didn't let me ask if he's going to say. He didn't give me an answer.
Maybe he would debate or discuss the issue with the person who introduced it.
Okay.
Maybe they have more answers.
Okay. Well, I think it was Joe Marino's probably one of the catalysts, as well as Eddie Buchero, those two.
So you think that those two should be the ones? One of those two? You go head to head, for lack of a better phrase.
Sure, I can go head to head with anybody.
Okay, I know that.
Put them in the ring.
That's right. Okay, now we're going back. Now we're going back to MMA here.
It is legal in New York now. So,
all right.
On another note, though,
yes.
I do get to see the golf audit today at 3:30. So that's going to be a nice thing to see.
That's awesome. That's really great.
Now, did you catch that earlier? He was talking about the quote, "Freaking ridiculous." That was your quote of the day before.
Yes,
Do you remember that?
It
was about the audit.
And another thing is, perception is 9/10 of the law. If you look it up, that was a term I used in the military for quite a long time.
Okay, that was being questioned out of the.
Google it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
It's very funny how people were piping in on that, messages coming in. Everybody was going nuts over that quote. So. You're right. The freaking ridiculous. I thought that was really. That was your quote in the paper the other day, which was my quote of the day. Now it's coming to me. It's coming back. I'm on this low carb diet, and it messes with your head. I have scurvy,
I think you need vitamin C, not
That's exactly it. That's what they're saying. That prevents the scurvy, I guess. So, all right. All right, Mark Williamson. Okay, I think you make some sense.
Well, I think and the voters have to understand that, that this is a domino effect. And right now the interest rates are low. Yeah, taxes at 0.74. Okay, let's think about that. The COLA just came out, 0.03, the COLA.
Mm-hmm.
Utica has an older population.
Right.
And most of those people are on Social Security. Automatically reduced their check. Already we reduced their check just by the COLA alone, just by 0.74. But that's just year one. What's going to happen in year two, year three, year four? It's just going to keep on creeping up, and 11% over 10 years. So there's a big domino effect on this whole thing.
I hate to describe. I mean, the only way I can think of describing what you're talking about is you're not saying the work should not be done.
No, the roads have to be done.
Work smart, not just work hard. You got to work smart first, then you work hard.
I mean, we throw billions of dollars at a war on terror, and we still haven't gotten nowhere. So, I mean, just come on.
I want you to take one little glance before you leave at our Hillary Clinton nutcracker. Isn't that beautiful? Those are stainless steel thighs on Hillary right there.
I am not going to say nothing.
Okay. All right. Mark Williamson, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.